African time, and today we bring you a roundup of the pressing political security development stories emerging across Francophone, Anglophone West Africa, from tensions over regional integration and rising insurgencies to climate shocks and governance challenges. The region's facing a crossroads. Well, joining us now is a political scientist and international relations and conflict resolution expert, Dr. David Matsanga. Dr. Matsanga, always good to talk to you. Thank you so much indeed for joining us on the program this morning.
Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Africa. And good morning, the world. I am in the headquarters of Pan-Africanism in Ghana today. You found me in the right place all the way from Banjul, where I had gone to look for justice for the people of Nigeria. Let's go.
Okay, so where does one begin? Let's start with your assessment of the current cohesion and relevance of ECOWAS, given that Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have now formally exited the bloc, despite all the, I suppose, begging that the ECOWAS did in the end to try and keep them in, and they formed this alliance of Sahel states.
Peter, I have told you the train left the station a long time ago. Anybody, any political analyst, strategist, whatever, who has studied this subject to the last iota, will tell you that these states are not going back. Because the main funder of ECOWAS is France. And they have already severed relationship with France. How can they be there when the funding comes from France through osmosis into the ECOWAS? They are not coming back. They have gone. There is nothing wrong with forming regional bodies as long as we keep that African unity. I told you long time ago, and I've said it to your programs, that these three countries left the station. The train left a long time ago. The behavior of some ECOWAS member states is not compatible to the behaviors of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Development in these three countries is going on. Fighting insurgencies is taking place, Peter, at a high speed. There's real results on the ground. I've told you I've been to these countries. It is high time you also joined me to visit them and see for yourself.
Talking about insurgency, we're seeing attacks, incursions, Benin near its border zones. So what does this suggest about the movement southwards, maybe, in terms of this insurgency?
I think the whole problem is very corroded by Nigeria. Nigeria, the biggest state that could actually mobilize the smaller states in West Africa, has collapsed. The governance in Nigeria is dead. It's doo-doo. Is voodoo politics. There is no politics. There is no governance there. Everybody is kidnapping each other. States, everybody is asking for hostages, are being taken ransom. Boko Haram, these terrorists have infiltrated the state of Nigeria itself. They have brought back terrorists into their security agencies. So they don't know what they are doing. It was one of the biggest countries in West Africa and in Africa that we hoped could actually help us to fight insurgency. Now, insurgency seem to be moving in almost every West African state. That's why the others have said enough is enough. And this insurgency goes on growing and growing. For example, the whole of North Nigeria, the whole of Benin, the whole of north of those countries, each of those countries, you have to move carefully because you don't know who is going to abduct you. You don't know who is going to pick you up and shoot you. So the situation is made bad by Nigerian lack of governance, collapse of structures, corruption, in a lot of not hearing the court orders. Peter, is a lot to be said around in West Africa here.
Talking about Nigeria, I mean, it's Independence Day in Nigeria today, and gaining their independence as far back as 1960. What's your take? I have got a feeling we know already, but your thoughts about Nigerians and their independence today? Many are not happy, and I guess listening to you over the
I,
weeks, it's understandable.
let me tell you, Captain Lugard coined this nation called Nigeria, put it together, and had an agreement for 100 years. That's it. The 100 years from 1914 collapsed in 2014. We should go back to the drawing table. Is Nigeria worth it? Look at it. I've told you in political science one big word. Is Nigeria is a country without a country, a state without a state. It means governance has collapsed. It is time for Nigerian government and the people of Africa to help it to go back to drawing table, to rearrange itself. Nigeria will soon fall the Congo way. I predicted this, and I predicted this. Nigeria once in 67 fell the Congo way. Biafra, other states want to go away, not only Biafrans, all the states. The Northerners don't look at the Southerners as people part of their country. The Northerners come, the jihadists, the Fulani come to kill all the Christians. Self, they are killing them. And we are seeing this today. Then you say you celebrate what? What independence do you celebrate when some section of your people are coming down to kill others because they are Christians, to take over their farms, eat their food, defile their women, do whatever they want? Oh no! What Independence Day is this? This state was coined together by Captain Lugard, Peter Ndoro, 1914. They put Nigeria together without understanding the finished problems that we have. So some of the states were already kingdoms. Now time has come for Tinubu to come sit down and ask, put to the national question, do you want us to remain a federal state with powers, but each state goes its own way? Do you want us? A question is of referendum is always very necessary. The state of Nigeria cannot hold together. There is no independence celebration there. It is on the misery and the misery that people are celebrating in Nigeria today. There is nothing to be proud of as a Nigerian, because everywhere you go, because Nigeria is put on the world map, put as if it has done very good things, not athletics, not football, but only bad manners. There is nothing like a state of Nigeria.
Yeah. So you mentioned oil, and unfortunately, yes, for as long as that black gold was found, that shifted the dynamics in terms of federal states getting their own power. But on the economic front, Nigerian billionaires investing heavily in offshore oil blocks, and the Niger-Benin pipeline has been central in energy debates. And I guess the question is, how are these economic moves shifting power balances and alliances in West Africa? First of all, that pipeline is the main cause why France and Europe have not given Nigerians independence. The oil is drawn from Biafra land. The war began because of Ojukwu said, hey, you are taking resources from my place, but you are doing nothing to my place. You go to southeast of Nigeria. Peter Ndolo stay in South Africa. Don't try to go there. It is a place full of everything which you don't want. Even Angel Gabriel would tell you don't go there. There are no roads, there are no hospitals, there are no schools, and yet pollution of the highest nature takes place in those delta states in the south. So everybody is interested in the petroleum, the black gold, to take it out to Europe. That's why Niger has said, you will not pass our pipeline. You will not pass a pipeline in our place. The military junta there say, no way. And that's why you see friction between Niger and other states in the north, Mauritania and Algeria. War is going to begin there because the French have been stopped to have that pipeline going all the way through Morocco, and it enters Mediterranean Sea to pump oil into Europe. You know, the Europe has already spoiled
Ukraine and the other side, Russia, they have nothing. They will soon be in darkness. So there is something that is very sinister about this Nigeria. That's why human rights are being done, that abused, and nobody is talking about because of mercantile interests. Mercantile capitalism has been the biggest danger of Africa against us. Let Captain Rugady's agreement be looked at. It is one of the trading companies that cause Africa a nightmare.
In 30 seconds, we've run out of time, but in 30 seconds, Dr. Matsanga, your thoughts on DRC former President Joseph Kabila being sentenced to death in absentia on Tuesday?
Tshisekedi has sentenced himself to a military coup. That's all I can summarize. There will be one very soon. I told you, there was nothing. This paper tiger, this signing of agreement, Qatar, Trump calls a meeting and looks at a beautiful lady of foreign affairs of Congo talking English. There was nothing there. I told you, Peter Dolo, the biggest problem about Congo is that people don't want to speak the truth. I am the only man on the planet Africa who says it. Divide the Congo. The East does not like West. Tshisekedi does not like anybody who looks like a Kagame Tusi or who looks like Matsanga from Uganda. He doesn't. Divide it. And it will be divided. Hallelujah. I am not advocating for anything more than that. Once you stabilize Congo by giving them states, and Africans are fearing to say this, and then you send the troops there, send the troops there. South Africa sends troops. Tell Tshisekedi he has actually got his own license. The troops will reach Kinshasa.
That's the 30 seconds. Dr. Matsanga, I do have to say goodbye. Thank you so much indeed. Your insights always greatly appreciated on the program. Until next week, have a good week in between.
Thank you very much, my brother, and come and enjoy fufu here in Ghana as we talk with this. We talk, and I thank Mahama, President Mahama, for all what he has done for this country. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. Keep going.
Medasi. That's Dr. David Matsanga, who's a political scientist and conflict resolution analyst, unpacking West Africa for us this morning. It's time for your news headlines. Jwaleni Tulongwepe.
SABC News. Headlines. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Peter. Good morning. Making headlines, a military court in the Democratic Republic of Congo has sentenced former President Joseph Kabila to death in absentia. South Africa's International Relations Minister Ronald Lamola says government will wait for French authorities to complete the investigation into the death of Ambassador Natim Tetwa before initiating the repatriation process. And finally, a final vote of extending government spending has failed to pass the U.S. Senate, propelling the country towards a federal shutdown in the next few hours. I will have details on these and other stories at 7 o'clock.
SABC News. Headlines. The African Perspective.
Let's say good morning to Fikile Lingwati, and this time it's for the full sports bulletin.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Good morning. We kick off with football news this morning. Barcelona manager Hansi Flick is embracing the challenge of facing Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League group stage tonight, despite the French side having caused the Spanish side problems in recent years. The French defending champions eliminated Barca in the 2021 round of 16 and the 2024 quarterfinals, winning on their